Hello, Internet, and welcome to the C Show, where we'll talk about what we like in wrestling, what we don't like in wrestling, general wrestling all around podcast. It's used to be the show that used to be a review. The show that used to be a review show, but was too rambly, and so we just decided to make it a rambly show. My name is Riddler saying, I don't care how many times you say so, I ain't watching the Hulk Hogan parody. Everyone else, introduce yourselves.
Nathan, you're up next.
I'm Allie, hi. I need to watch wrestling more, and yeah.
Nathan, are you here?
Okay, Nathan's not here. Roxanne,
I had muted myself.
Ah, there we go.
It's been so long, guys. I forgot what to do. Hi.
You are Nathan.
This is all.
That is who you are.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is American
And
Airlines.
thus ends the C Show.
Yes.
Wait.
He's fucking with you. Go ahead, Roxanne.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is American Airlines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is American Airlines. We would like to welcome all of the WWE superstars on board, and JTG.
Who is still, for some reason, hired.
Aw,
6 years running, baby.
Didn't he actually get TV time lately?
Do you not get the
No.
joke there that it's like all the WWE stars and JTG, as in he's not part of it?
So he's become the Al Snow, huh?
I'm sorry, but I don't hate jobbing to guys. It's just, I feel really bad for him.
And we have Mega Fighter.
Hello! Doing my first C show.
Yes, your first show. What we're doing here, Mega Fighter, is we're simply going to talk about things that we like, things that we don't like going on in WWE today.
Oh, yeah, Meg Better. It's not a review show anymore. We only review a little bit. We just talk about wrestling. And
We're just talking about wrestling in general. Some things that have gone on, some things we want to talk about, both WWE and TNA-wise. And,
Even I don't watch TNA anymore.
yeah, it's
Here's
gone to
the only
that
thing
point.
I keep up on in TNA. The only thing I keep up on TNA.
And I think we should do some Battleground predictions this show, and if we want to talk about anything else, we can, if anything comes to people's minds. The thing I wanted to start off with, really, is WWE and the storylines, because that's what WWE is all about, sadly. It's not about the wrestling, even though wrestling is in the goddamn company's name. It's about telling a story.
Well,
I don't have a problem with telling with
I don't have a problem with it.
storytelling, as long
If
as
it's a good
I don't
goddamn story. And for years, I've wanted WWE to tell a good storyline. And there's been times where it's like, they're telling a good storyline. And then they'll fuck it up at, like, the last hurdle. Or like, this looks good. And then they'll fuck it up the next week. Like what they did with the AJ Lee pipe bomb promo and then having her attack the very next fucking week. Which was dumb as shit. So, I think we should start off with...
I think a big key to the fact that the storyline is working... I know it's going to sound weird, but and maybe it's going to come off as me being a dick or a jerk, possibly, but... I think honestly, Cena being injured is what's helping the story to work out more than it does work out really well. Because I guarantee, if Cena wasn't injured and he was still there, that's
a fair statement. If Seaman wasn't injured, come on, Nathan, you'd know they'd try and get him involved in every fucking way.
Well, you know that he would just, not do anything that Triple H said, you know?
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
and you'd have that shit like when he was in the Nexus where he'd be fired and come back the next fucking week.
Yeah.
We need the break.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's Cena needed. I'm not gonna say Cena.
Get it.
No, Cena did. The thing is,
I'm not looking for Cena to be injured And I have said in the past that I felt that Cena needed to be injured, but that wasn't like me saying, "Oh, I want him to be."
That wasn't
It wasn't
like
me saying I
Wait,
want him to be.
Rocktan, I think I can put it in a simple way. We needed a break from Cena.
And Cena himself needed a fucking break.
the
Yeah,
thing was
that was
saying,
more my point.
you weren't saying that you wanted Cena to be injured, but you pretty much said that the only way to get him off TV if he was injured. Because that's
Well, yeah, because Cena's one of them guys that's going to work no matter what. Like, an injury is the only way that he's going to take a break, sadly.
Like,
Yeah, Cena's a fucking workhorse.
Yeah, that's the admirable thing about Cena.
Yeah, that's very admirable about him. It's like, you need to take a break, dude, but, like, the only way you will is when you're injured, so...
People need the spotlight, and the only way he'd get off is if he was injured, so, yeah.
Let's say, let's not... I mean, a big reason is of why he is where he is because he was willing to work so much harder than everyone else did.
Yeah.
And I want to start us off storyline-wise. We won't go straight to the one that everybody's talking about, although everybody's also kind of talking about this one. But this one, it's taken some weird twists and turns. And that's the Punk Heyman storyline.
Oh no!
The continuing love
with Heyman proposing to Ryback.
What the fuck?
The continuing love triangle of CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Ryback.
Ryback, Heyman.
Do you not find that hilarious, though?
I find it hilarious, but it's weird the way that this storyline.
I didn't find it hilarious at all. I just found it disgusting.
It was awkward as
Gay people
fuck.
kids.
It's kind of funny because we were always mocking the Cena Punk thing before Ryback got involved. Like, this is kind of gay. Now they're just they're mocking us here. Just like, oh, you guys think the Heyman Punk angle is kind of gay? Well, here, let's throw in Ryback and make it all the gay.
It's like they took the jokes we were making and said, "This is a good idea. Let's put it on stream."
Next? Wow, I don't mind.
Like, I'm all for it.
I'm loving every
I've got
minute of it.
nothing. I've got absolutely nothing against gays, and a gay angle can be done.
I'm pretty sure none of that I can speak
right.
for. I don't think anyone here has anything against homosexuals.
No, none of us here have anything against
No,
homosexuals.
but we're just saying
Yeah, I think that's because two of us are bisexual. It kind of
None of us here have anything against the gays. Okay, perfectly fine with it.
It's just.
I'm sorry if you prefer the term homosexual. It's just I'm not all into this. Let's be soft PC crap. I'm not saying gay in an offensive way.
I think that to be offended by a word is as stupid as being offended by a fucking number.
Exactly. I've got nothing against the gays. Absolutely. Perfectly
Well,
fine.
there is a case where certain words at least
certain words, but gay.
Dude,
Gay is not one of them.
it's
Gay
not
is not
calling
one of
someone
them.
a fag, okay?
Gay is not one of them. Okay. I've got nothing against it.
I don't find that
That's like
inherently
the worst
offensive either.
fucking word to me.
Gay,
By the way,
got nothing against it, but a gay angle can work. It's just every time wrestling tries to do a gay angle, they don't know how to do it. Okay, let's look in the past here.
Billy and Chuck.
Billy and Chuck was supposed to be a gay angle, and that was
By the way, is this
terrible.
an actual gay angle, or is it something else?
No,
it's not.
Billy
It's
and
not.
Chuck was supposed to be a gay angle. They
This
had
is not
them
a gay angle.
propose. They had Billy proposed to Chuck. There was supposed to be this gay wedding. They had Rico, who was supposed to be, the gay manager with them. It was a gay angle, and it was done in poor taste, and it was done terribly.
But
as well, it wasn't just poor taste; it was booked terribly as well.
But is this thing stated to be a homosexual angle?
This thing, we're not sure yet. It
No,
seems
it's
to try
not,
to put it across
because
that way.
it was just a joke. Heyman was just like, will you be a Paul Heyman guy? That was the whole point of it.
It's just the
Well,
way
yeah,
it
this
came
isn't really
across.
a
It was
gay
very
angle, but-
weird, very awkward.
They changed
kinda
from
gay.
Paul Heyman to
It's-
Paul
and by far the
It's
most
meant to be a joke, guys. Why can't any of you get a joke?
and by far
I
the
find-
most offensive angle to people of other sexualities was Orlando Jordan and his bisexual.
Exactly, that was one of the most worst.
That was fucking offensive.
And I know this isn't a gay angle. I know it's not. But it's like...
I don't know whether that was offensive or just really just terrible.
Well, Orlando both.
I think
Well,
that was
it was both,
terrible as storytelling in general.
It was both, dude. This isn't a gay angle. Fully aware of that. But it's like they're trying to tease us into thinking it is. It's like,
personally, I think
look, Paul Heyman isn't helping it the way he's talking. Look at that big, beautiful man right there.
Oh my god!
I gotta say,
He's a big, beautiful man.
Ryback might be the
Every time Heyman says something like affectionate, I'm just immediately going, ah!
He saved my life. I'm going to propose to Ryback tonight on Raw. That big, beautiful man.
And his big ass. No.
I can't stop laughing. Why is it so funny?
And the reason I'm here smiling at each and every one of you is because of this big, beautiful man right here.
Why do you not like
that?
Heyman!
This is just ridiculous.
And he's like, and I asked my children if they were okay for me to make this sacrifice. It's like, Jesus, Heyman, what the fuck, man? You're married, you have kids.
Paul Heyman is a friggin' genius.
It's like, I had to make sure my children were okay with me making this sacrifice. But a man's gotta do when he feels these kinds of emotions in today's modern world. And then it's like, well, you be a Paul Heyman guy. But even Ryback was like, no, dude, this is going too far.
This is going way too far.
This is kind of gay, Paul.
Too far for a joke, Paul.
Even I thought it was hilarious, personally, but I think that...
you can't do this.
I don't know. I think I'm more comfortable in my sexuality than you guys. So.
It's not even that we're uncomfortable in our sexuality. It's just, this is hilarious.
It's hilarious, but there is
hilarious.
a bit of awkwardness to it. It's like they want to go full gay, but are too scared to do it.
I think it's honestly became more of an issue over time than less of one.
We couldn't do it.
No, dude, I've seen gay people propose to each other, and I've had no issue. This was like, I'm just sorry.
Sometimes it's really fucking.
This was uncomfortable to watch.
It wasn't. I didn't find it uncomfortable.
I think it was uncomfortable.
That was
for me.
Funny.
I think it was uncomfortable for me, seriously, just because of Heyman and the way he was delivering it. Really, it was just because of Heyman. It wasn't the fact that they were like playing up the joke. It wasn't that I'm gonna like, if it was anyone else just being like, I'm gonna propose to Ryback tonight, I'd be like, okay. What? I'd be like, okay, whatever, what? But go for it, man. I want to see if they do this angle well. But when it's fucking
beautiful man,
I'm gonna propose to Ryback tonight on Raw. That big, beautiful man. And it's like, oh God, Paul.
I'm down, Paul.
Paul has that ability to just make you.
Well, he never said he was going to.
Could you imagine if he was doing this to Brock Lesnar?
I'm going to
propose to Brock Lesnar.
Whenever he says Brock Lesnar, he has to really enunciate it, which is funny. Just imagine them like trying to sweetie talk each other. It's like, I love you, Brock.
I love you, Brock
Lesnar.
It's the word that he says when he climaxes after a long hard fuck with Brock.
I mean, I love the way Paul Heyman did this. He became like the crazy like father to like CM Punk, the lost child, and it's like, I loved you, you broke my heart, and then Ryback comes along and saves his life, and he's got like this, like, what would be the name for it, where you fall in love with the person that saved your life? There's some kind of name for it. I know it for a fact, but I can't think of it. And I love the fact that he's going with this like kind of weird, crazy thing, like the effect that Punk has had on him. And meanwhile, Punk's just like, I just want to get my fucking hands on this guy. And I loved what they did last week. Punk, Right, if you want to know how to sell properly, look at what Punk did when he faked out these two.
I have a couple of terms for you that might work. That might work for fall in love with someone who saved your life. Hero worship or knight in shining armor syndrome.
There we go. He's got knight in shining armor syndrome. But like, if you want a lesson in how to sell,
I'm princess in a castle. I need a knight to save me.
yeah, look at what I legit thought Punk had botched like jumping over the barricade and like legit hurt himself.
I'm suddenly
imagining
a segment of Heyman in a castle tower. Ryback, save me from the evil dragon!
The evil dragon.
Fine olive oil.
This is an example in selling, because I legit thought Punk had hurt his knee when he did this. This is a great lesson in selling. He jumps the barricade while these two are doing their proposal segment because they think he's going to come down from the ramp. He jumps the barricade from behind, and then he fumbles on his knee. And he just holds his knee, rolling around in pain. And I'm like legit thinking, oh my god, he totally botched that. He's legit hurt. Oh my god, this storyline is going to have to be ended early. Oh dear God, I feel so sorry for you, Punk. Jesus Christ. And they're selling it so well, the commentators, and like they're getting medical staff to come check on him, make sure he's okay. And then he's by the ring apron. And he must have done this so well for you not to notice this, because I had no idea that he'd gone under the ring apron to do this. But he gets a kendo stick, pushes the Doctor away, swings round, and hits Heyman in the legs. Then immediately runs in and wails on the two of them with the kendo stick, doing like best fake out selling I've ever seen.
I knew immediately that I pretty much knew immediately that CM Punk was suckering him in.
Oh, dude, I thought he botched it, and like that was how good he was selling that, though. Like I thought he legit hurt himself.
Saying crazy shit with the Paul Heyman voice is fun.
It really is, dude. And
the big problem is they're still giving Ryback the mic.
Yeah,
and
just fucking.
I'm sorry.
This is what happens to boys.
Yeah, they need to stop doing that.
And during that recent preview, he actually said, I swear to God, this is what I heard. I may have heard it wrong.
No,
there's a possibility.
It's exactly what he said.
It sounded like he said, there's nothing I will do for you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing shit for you.
Whoops.
That's exactly. He meant to say, there's nothing I won't do for you, but he's like, Paul, there's nothing I will do for you.
I wonder if like Ryback took a minute and just like, wait
a minute, and I have half the brain that you do.
I love that. Reminds me when Sheamus said, "I beat myself." I beat myself. Wait, what?
It's like, oh wait.
I mean, if you flub, correct yourself for God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you have a problem,
I forgive someone for flubbing. I'll forgive someone where a slight flub is if they immediately correct themselves. It's like, oops, your tongue failure for a second. That happens. It happens to the best of people. It happens. But if you just do it and not correct it, you just make yourself looking like an idiot.
Yeah, it's like you don't even notice you fucked something up. It's just like, Will.
I mean...
Or are you just deciding to go with it for why?
I mean, this storyline, I've been thinking about it and whether I have any problems with it. And as much as I don't like Ryback, and I don't, I've made my rants about Ryback. I won't ever rant about him again. As much as I dislike the guy as a wrestler, as a guy, he's probably great, but as a wrestler, I don't like him. But this is probably the best thing they could have done with him.
He's doing all right. It's just a silent, as being Paul Heyman's new boyfriend, because let's figure that's what he is, but...
This is the best thing they could have done with him. And this storyline as a whole, I'm loving for two things. One, it's a great storyline, and everyone involved, maybe apart from Ryback because he still needs to work on his promo chops, is handing in grade A material. Even Curtis Axel, who, still needs to work on his promo chops, but he's doing a lot better than Ryback in this storyline.
Honestly, Curtis Axel, I think he just needs to be given some better material than fighting Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to be given some better material. He's doing good in this storyline.
Ryback,
He's one of those guys that does okay when he's with okay guys, but he does amazingly when he's with guys that with actual talent.
he's a little.
And everyone in this storyline is given like grade A material.
By the way, simply because R-Truth beat him once for in a non-title match, they're having R-Truth face them at Battleground.
Yeah, it's probably just to give R-Truth something to do, and to put the title on the line. I like the way that they've built this.
If anyone, I saw the interview on WWE.com. I liked it, but the problem is, honestly, Ryback is really the fans are not getting behind R-Truth. Honestly, I think the sole reason that they have him do the What's Up now is that's the only real way they can get any real crowd reaction for him.
I think the thing with the problem I'm having with this is that they're just doing the same old shit with the Intercontinental title again. I was thinking, yeah, they're giving it to a new young guy. Maybe they'll have different people feud with it. Nope. It's the same old crowd of R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, The Miz.
Yeah, what they're doing with the IC title, I don't count that as part of the storyline, though. That's just what they're doing.
I know, but like in general, it pisses me off that they're just using the same guys over and over again.
Oh, yeah, the IC title deserves better than that. I'm liking this storyline for the reason the way it's being built, like Punk having to go through all Heyman's cronies and the inclusion of Ryback becoming a part of those cronies, and Heyman's having to take them out one by one. Punk's going to have to take them out one by one before getting to Heyman. I like that. And then
here's a problem though, Nathan. Who else do they have to feud for that title?
Tyson Kidd.
If they ever use him.
Who they never use. I can see Alex Riley.
I don't want to laugh at that, but I kind of have to laugh just because of more. Not that Tyson Kidd isn't talented, or hey, they could bring Justin Gabriel into the mix now that he's appeared on TV again. They could bring Alex Riley back because he appeared a while back.
Evan Bourne.
They're working on getting Evan Bourne back. I think he's still doing NXT shows though.
Evan Bourne. They could bring in some of the NXT guys. Fucking if Chris Hero gets his shit together, bring
Chris
him
Hero's
in.
got his shit together. He's back on NXT now.
Oh, he's got his shit together finally and stopped being a lazy asshole. Good.
Yeah.
Chris Hero, when he gets onto the main show, El Generico, because I refuse to call him Sami Zayn, is going on. When he gets on there, put him in the IC picture. Fucking put some of the Shield in there. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose deserves the IC.
Antonio Cesaro Jack Swagger.
Swagger. Fucking Cody Rhodes. Although Cody Rhodes, to be honest, deserves a shot at the main titles now.
We just merged the two mid-card belts together.
Sandow, Christian,
Ziggler.
Basically, all the guys on NXT could get shots when they go up to the main roster.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah.
Could we just merge the two mid-card belts together?
That could be the title that you give to the young talent when they come in.
The up-and-comer title, dude.
Yeah. Have that be like the up-and-comers title, And they can hold that for like long periods of time, fighting with all the rest of the up-and-comers. And when they're ready to move up onto the main titles, move them up onto the main titles. And you give it to another up-and-comer. That's what an up-and-coming title's for. You put it onto a guy, your main up-and-comer, until you think he's ready for a main title, then you put him on the main title and put the up-and-comer onto a different up-and-comer.
Look, even Yoshitatsu and William Regal,
Yeah. It's just they can't book the IC title worth shit, sadly.
It's not like they don't
can't book the US title any better, though.
No, they can't.
I like Dean Ambrose as a champion, but he also gets next to nothing for.
He gets
opponents,
jack
too.
shit. But yeah, the other reason that I like this, other than that everyone's, or maybe other than Ryback, although Ryback's doing good in this.
Honestly, it's the best place right back.
It's like I said, it's the best for him. Everyone's doing good in this storyline, and as well as that, I like the fact.
I mean, if Heyman can make fucking Brock Lesnar good, then they can do this.
Yeah, I like the fact that these characters are so driven to fight each other so much that they're not really involved with the main storyline. That they're kind of their own separate thing there going on, and I like that. Because I think if they were involved in the main storyline, I think it'd be too much. If they were involved in the main storyline as well. So I'm glad that's its own...
Then you might get a bit of a clusterfuck.
Exactly, you'd have a bit of a clusterfuck going on there. So it's got its own separate identity to it. I like that. Because the main storyline, it's got quite a few things branching off of it when you think about it, because we'll go on to that now. It's Triple H... The Triple H storyline, I'll call it, because it's got so many branching things. You've got Triple H and Stephanie together, and they've got D-Bry and Randy Orton as a branching off to that. They've got the Big Show branching off with that. They've got the Rhodes family branching off with that. Would you count Dolph Ziggler? Because they did have that thing with him.
Yeah, I would count that. They also had a branch off for, I think another one you could count is...
The Big Show.
Yeah, I said the Big Show.
Not the Big... we already mentioned the Big Show. I'm trying to think...
You could count Rob Van Dam's thing in there.
Not really.
Triple H keeps rewarding him even though he's, fighting on that side type of thing. I imagine they're going to do something with that later.
I'm trying to think of who else he's kind of been picking on.
I think that's been the main circle there, really. And obviously the Shield as well is involved in that. Because they're being like kind of the enforcers for Triple H.
I do kind of think that the Shield are kind of getting the raw end of the stick.
I think it's the best thing they could have done with them.
No, but I mean, it's like, imagine being the Shield and Triple H is just like, hey, I'm going to have you guys fight 11 people. What? Why?
Yeah, they don't seem like they're bothered by it. They kick their asses.
They look dominant in this, which is great.
It is good.
It's what they needed after, like, they were being, put up against, like, other teams that were just, like, defeating them when they shouldn't have done. They were looking bad. They needed this to look dominant again, which they have now.
Here's something that I will say. I honestly I don't like about this storyline is that they're not really letting ever since Brian Maddox became the general manager of Raw. They seem to involve. He seems to like get only a few an occasional spot on the show.
That's true. We need more Brad Maddox.
Well, it was kind of like how, like, the best way to give an analogy to that would be like, imagine how Coachman was to Eric Bischoff when Eric Bischoff was like the GM.
Well, the difference is that Coachman was awful.
I know, but that's the analogy there.
Well, it's not the
speaking
ability.
of Coachman, I was watching ESPN. And Coach was on there, and he actually said if they ever asked him to go back to come on Raw, he'd do it in a heartbeat.
Oh my!
No.
Who gives a shit about ESPN except when sports are on?
I can totally see why he'd do it in a heartbeat being on
I
ESPN.
just watch the sports.
Yeah. I'm thinking of things that I might dislike with this. I like the code. I like the Rhodes thing. Brian Orton is good.
Daniel Bryan.
I like Brian Orton. I think they could do more with it, but
I think they could do more with that. I don't like the way they're treating Dolph Ziggler.
Another thing, another storyline that kind of branched off from the at least for a little bit was the Miz.
A little bit. That ended quickly. I don't like the way Dolph Ziggler's jobbing, basically.
Because he's the Miz and he's awful.
Dolph Ziggler's basically jobbing, really. Don't like that. He deserves better than that. I get it in the contents of the story, but still. my favorite thing out of all of these is the Big Show. I
My
like
favorite is the Rhodes family,
I
personally.
like the Rhodes family. That's my second favorite. But Big Show.
Big Show was the best part of the.
Big Show for me is the best part of this storyline.
Big Show has been great, though.
Big Show is the best actor in the entire company.
Seriously, like he's fucking convincing.
I mean, I know you can make fun of that face that he did this past Raw.
But you did.
I did. But in context of the promo that he gave, the interview that he gave, it kind of added this intensity to it.
There were people literally kind of actually getting scared when they saw that face.
Yeah, people were legit getting scared by that.
He was pretty damn scary.
And
It was pretty damn scary.
And it's like, you took the Big Show, who at this point in his career, mid-card jobber kind of status, really, and you found the best use for him. They're forcing him to do these things that he doesn't want to do while being complete and utter dickbags about it because they can hold, his financial status above his head.
Do this or you get no money, and he's like,
do this or you're getting fired, and in this economy, is that something you can afford to do? And, Triple H is like, if you were a normal-sized person and you got fired, you could probably find a job in a heartbeat, but guy your size, well, who'd want you, And it's like, he's making, Triple H, by the way, oh my god, what a heel.
Very good.
What a heel.
I would say I still say Stephanie McMahon is the ultimate heel in this.
I don't know, dude. I've seen different phases of Triple H heel. There was John Paul Levesque when he was the snobby, King Hunter Hearst Helmsley guy, and then there was Evolution.
Well, there was also him as just the game when he's
him as just the game. Evolution.
And when he started, and he had the McMahon Helmsley alliance.
Yeah, McMahon Helmsley, Evolution, and now it's like over the years he's learned more and more how to be a really good fucking heel. Because you look at each of his heel runs, and he gets better every time he's a heel, and this, without a doubt, is his best heel run. For me, it's his best heel run.
And he's always been good as a heel.
He's always been good at heel, without a doubt. He knows.
I would tend to argue against that. That there have been particular heel runs where he kind of got obnoxious because his promos would be really long and he would kind of just repeat himself.
That was the point, though, wasn't it?
Well, it was obnoxious, honestly.
Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah, but it was obnoxious to the point of turning the channel off.
I think I'm sorry, to be an effective heel that's trying to come across as a badass, you can't also be obnoxious. That's just me.
I think you can. I think he's pulled it off well.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I think this is his best heel run.
But Triple H has always been best when he's been heel.
It's like
he makes an
it's like he saw the old. It's like he saw all the old comments people made about him, like when he was the world champ, saying like he was burying everyone, and said, "You want to see me burying people, huh?
I'm gonna turn that into a thing."
Okay.
Like it.
I'll show you what burying's like. Okay. And he just, the insults that he's given, he does not pull punches on the mic. He's like, I'm going straight for the balls. That segment with the Rhodes family, I was like, oh my god. If I didn't know this was a work, oh my god, I'd say he was shooting. Jesus Christ. The way he's talking, oh my god, it's like...
By the way, I'm loving Dusty in every single one of the promos he has. You like to get in people's faces, boy.
Each of the Rhodes family members, he just like, here's a nail in your coffin, buddy. Like, here's a, it's like, whoa, fucking Triple H, Jesus Christ. It's like, they were okay with you saying this shit to them on the mic? Holy fuck, Or did you just not tell them and take them by surprise,
Well, I think the Rhodes all know that, that they're all very versed in wrestling.
Yeah, they're all very versed.
Yeah, they're all very aware of wrestling.
I sometimes wonder. You do sometimes have to wonder, to make promo certain segments or promos work better, that they don't tell each other what they're going to say just to get a better, just to get that initial better reaction.
Like, holy shit!
Just to hopefully get that initial reaction. It's more to help the reaction.
I kind of call it the oh damn effect. Oh damn! Did he say that?
Yeah, I can see how it works. It's kind of like, how Jim Cornette says promos should work. You should just basically have, okay, here are the notes I need to hit, but everything else I can just improvise. And they're kind of doing something like that here. Just like, okay, I need to insult the Rhodes family, but I'm just going to improvise the rest of it.
This.
Shooting time.
Well, honestly, I think that he's been really good as well. Woman, forget her name.
Stephanie?
Yeah, Stephanie.
Woman.
Stephanie's been really, really good as well.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
She hasn't been pulling punches either.
She's been the best kind of bitch.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
has.
Stephanie as a heel's always been really good.
I know. I mean, some sections
she used to be a lot worse.
completely.
But, something.
I know she used to be worse. She did used to be a lot worse.
Stephanie back years ago, kind of had a Vicky Guerrero syndrome
That was
in her younger years.
That was like the Helmsley McMahon era stuff, though.
That was probably when she wasn't used to being on TV either.
That was like when she was wasn't she late teens, early 20s years? But that back then,
I'd say early 20s.
Yeah.
She's older than you. I think she's in her 40s now.
she was really young back then. I know that much. So her voice wasn't exactly fully matured at that point. She was still screaming like a banshee. Now her voice is fully matured and she's not high pitched and stuff.
Yeah, I honestly think it's better when divas don't scream.
Oh yeah,
I don't like screaming ladies.
without a doubt.
Well, or at least if they're going to scream when it makes sense for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Scream if you feel like.
Yeah, not like with every single punch or something like some of the divas do.
And I want this.
Stephanie's actually 37 now.
I want this storyline to just keep going. I want to know every twist and turn this thing's going to go through. And I have not been like this with a storyline in Raw for ages.
This is the best that WWE has been in a while.
And it makes me more mad that fans are reacting to it. It's like, oh, Daniel Bryan didn't have the title. It's like, fucking shut up. You're gratification bullshit.
I understand. It does pee me off that fans are being this idiotic, but it also gives me hope in a way, and I'll explain this because of things that I've heard before in interviews from certain people. Now, I'm going to say this before I, mention it. I respect Jim Cornette. I respect him. He knows a lot about the wrestling business. Very smart man. Made a lot of enemies with the words that he said, but a lot of the words he said is true. Speaks his mind. Most of the time it's right. Some of the time it isn't. Man is a genius when it comes to the wrestling business. In the most part. He, in an interview at some point, I think it was this year, 2013, thinks that because of the internet, because of the dirt sheets and the Bleacher Reports and the Dave Meltzers of the world, that you can't really work the crowd anymore as good as you could. There's no heels in wrestling is essentially what he was saying, because everyone knows it's a work. Everyone knows how the wrestling industry works these days because everybody's a smark on the internet. Is essentially he said it in kinder words and more of a point to it, but I'm generalizing it. In a sense, that's essentially what it is. Is that people on the internet think they know everything about the business now, and it's like, this is a work, And to an extent, he's right. A lot of people think, it's a work,
For me, it comes down to when you watch an action movie and you see Arnold Schwarzenegger is a bad example, but when you see, the protagonist shooting someone in the face, do you go, it's not real, I'm just not gonna care? Or do you go, oh, that guy just got shot in the face?
I'd go,
Yeah,
that guy's in the fucking face,
I get his point. I do. Totally get.
But-
I can totally get why he thinks that because of the internet. You can literally find anything with a Google search these days.
Well, yeah.
But when I hear this story, when I hear that fans contacted the cable company the Monday after Night of Champions because of what happened on that Raw, because of the title being vacated, because because D-Bry was no longer the champion, they asked for their money back from Night of Champions because of the Raw afterwards. To me, that is working your fucking audience.
That is very cool.
That is, you have worked your audience. And regardless whether or not they say they're gonna, boycott your show, they're gonna tune in the next week.
Totally.
They are tuning in the next week. And it's times like this where I see fans overreacting like this. It's like, God, I wish Brian Pillman was alive. Because he knew how to work a crowd. And if crowds like this would react to shit like this, it's like, how the fuck would they react to Brian Pillman these days? Mm-hmm. It's like, good lord, because that man could work any audience. It's like, this gives me hope for wrestling. It makes me think, you know what, Jim Cornette, we haven't gotten to that point yet where wrestling has no heels. Because if people are doing this the week after Night of Champions because the championship was vacated, you can still work the audience. There's still heels in wrestling.
Well, give me. I'm curious, Ryder. Who are some other wrestlers you think are great, absolutely great at just working the crowd?
Well, Brian Pillman was one of the best in my opinion. Heel Shawn Michaels. Heel Shawn Michaels could work the crowd. Like if you go back to his feud with Hulk Hogan when he was a heel and he came out in Canada, he worked that Canadian crowd so much.
That was such a great promo.
He plays Bret Hart's music and he's like, got your hopes up just a little bit there, didn't I? And he's got this just huge cocky smirk on his face as they just berate him with such hatred.
God, that would have been
and the crowd reacted like the crowd you expect the crowd to. They reacted
like he just punched all of their mothers.
That crowd was so loud in their boos, it was nuts.
They reacted like he just punched all of their mothers. It was glorious. Heel Shawn Michaels can work a crowd. Triple H can work a crowd. God, other guys that are really good at working the crowd. Brian Pillman, Triple H. I can't say Stone Cold. I don't know about Stone Cold because he couldn't. Because you have to be a heel really to work the crowd. I mean, the face obviously is going to get the crowd to cheer for them because they're a face.
He couldn't even really work the crowd as a heel. The fans seemed to get more and more behind him when he was a heel.
I think out of current people that can.
I thought that Stone Cold worked because they were channeling their frustrations into him, and he was kind of the fucked up.
Yeah, that's why Stone Cold worked. It wasn't him working
the crowd. It was just like,
exactly,
beat up your boss, fuck him.
And when he tried to be heel, it was at that point where you just couldn't boo Stone Cold. So that's not really. I don't think. I mean, maybe he could have been able to work the audience. I'm not saying Stone Cold couldn't, but it was at that point in his career where he decided to be heel where that didn't work anymore. I'm not saying he couldn't have done it.
Honestly, back. I know, Riddler, you're probably. I can just hear you laughing right now at this. But back when he turned heel the second time, I thought he could work. I think he worked crowds really well. Was The Rock?
That when he was playing the guitar and stuff?
Yes.
I think they were still cheering for him then, weren't they?
No,
I think I know what you. I think I know what you.
Yeah. They were not cheering him.
The Rock when he did his Hollywood gimmick.
Yeah.
he was able to work the crowd. I don't like The Rock that much, but when he did the Hollywood gimmick, he brought some new stuff to the table, and he was able to work the crowd. Oh God, the Ric Flair when he was a heel, like old style, old school.
Okay, well, what about people currently that are there?
Currently Triple H.
Do you think CM Punk?
CM Punk, yes.
Oh yeah.
Paul Heyman, definitely.
Maybe not today. Because I think he's suffering from Stone Cold syndrome now.
Yeah, now, I mean, during his feud, oh god, not even during his feud with Undertaker.
I mean, to see his feud with Undertaker. I mean, if you want examples of Punk working the crowd, his SES days is a perfect example. When he came out dressed as Hardy, that was perfect.
Oh my god, I love that.
I love that.
I always love the story of the grandmother who jumped the barricade to slam him across the face. Just like, that is a fucking great story.
That is heel.
Punk, definitely.
That is fucking heel.
Today, I don't know. I'd need to see a different Punk heel incarnation to know whether he has
to. I think he has to take it to another level first.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying he couldn't, because obviously he can.
He could. It's just how much they'd let him.
I just think that he's good. At this point, he's become one of the top guys that they don't want to risk doing stuff.
Yeah, because they turned him heel and the crowd still loved him when he was apart from the Taker stuff. Apart from the Taker stuff.
Really over and WWE recognizes it, they make it they kind of baby them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. That was what's wrong with Cena.
I still count him as a modern guy, even though he's not there anymore. Edge could work a crowd.
I loved his wrong promo.
Yeah, the "You're Wrong" promo where he goes around the fucking audience telling them they're all wrong.
Honestly, I think one of the guys that people kind of forget with this now is Bully Ray is really good at working a crowd.
It's just a shame the company he's in.
I know.
If
he was in the right place, he would do so well.
If he was in the right place, he would do so well with that gimmick. Hell yeah. I agree he can work a crowd, but
if they knew what they were doing, dude, it'd be great.
It's like, there's no way. And sadly, some of the stuff he does, WWE would not let him do.
That's why it works with him.
I was just thinking of a couple of great classic heels that could work a crowd. Roddy Piper.
Fuck yes.
$1 Million Man.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Jericho, that's another guy that could work a crowd.
Still can.
Classy Freddie Blassie.
Classy Freddie Blassie. Bobby Heenan.
That guy.
Bobby
I've heard stories of he had to sneak out of. He had to really sneak out of stadiums because people wanted his blood. For God's sake.
The Dudleys, dude, would cause full-scale riots in ECW.
Literally fucking riot.
Literally full-scale riots. So when I hear stuff like that where people want their money back, I'm like, yeah, that's retarded. But also it gives me hope that, yes, the crowd can still be worked. People are believing this. And it's like, even if they're not asking for their money back and saying, we're not going to watch wrestling again, they're going to watch.
We're going to stop watching wrestling forever until next week.
Tunes in next week. It's like those people
I always love it when I quit wrestling for good, and then I just write, see you next week.
I'm never going to watch Total Divas. Oh, wait, John Cena and Debray are on it. Okay.
How has Total Divas been for anyone who's actually
I don't know. I have actually never watched that show.
Yeah, I'm never.
I know. It's just
I would watch it if AJ was in it. But
do you know who watches Total Divas?
I wouldn't watch it if. I would not watch it if AJ would. Dude, I would not watch it if normal WWE superstars just started. If it was like I don't know. You would really have to give me a good excuse to watch a show. This show, at least with Tough Enough. Yes, that was a reality show, but at least it felt like it. At least it felt like it was attached. It really felt like it was more attached to the show than this does.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
even though they're trying to attach it, which is fucking stupid.
Speaking of Total Divas, a woman from Total Divas, was I the only one that laughed at that storybook thing they did with Brie Bella and Debray? With some of the pictures that they had? Like they're going on about the D-Bry proposing to Bella, and that's fine. Good, congratulations, D-Bry. You know?
No, I'm not congratulating. I'm not.
What?
How can you not congratulate a
sorry.
guy for getting married?
I'm sorry. He deserves better than fucking Brie Bella.
Hey,
He
she's
deserves
probably a nice person in real life.
Probably a nice person
God,
in real
you're
life,
such a
dude.
dick, Rocktown.
Dude, come on.
Probably a nice person in
He
real
should,
life.
he should be marrying someone who actually has fucking talent. I'm sorry.
Dude.
No, hold on. You
Wow.
don't hold on. You don't marry a person whether they're good in the ring or not. It's like, come on. It's like, oh, you know what?
Usually
Yeah,
it's
I would marry you, but you can't do a Hurricane Rana.
Well, I'm
so.
sorry. I'm sorry. The problem I have is because I think they're now it seems like they're forced to push these people just because they're married to top
Okay,
tier
that's fine.
superstars.
I understand that, but dude.
I understand that, but not congratulating a guy simply because you don't like the diva, because she. I mean, forget the talent in the ring. It's what they're like in real life.
Dude,
Forget the talent in the ring and how they're portrayed.
Fucking slept. I'm sorry. You cannot convince it that these girls did not fucking sleep their way to get to where they are. They fuck the Bellas. Fuck them. They do deserve. He does deserve Bella.
Coffee.
Honestly, don't fuck the Bellas. Mostly because, well, everyone else has.
You are Tim Allen.
It's like, wait.
Oh,
hold on.
shit. Allie, you did it now.
Hold on a minute. Sleeping their way to the top. Do you know how long Brie Bella has been with D-Bry? What, like
No.
4.5 years?
Huh.
I wouldn't really call that sleeping your way to the top, because D-Bry's only been at the top, what, this year?
A really tiny bit last year.
I meant more the Bellas than him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about
No. You're saying the Bellas slept their way to the top. How has Brie Bella slept her way to the top for 4.5 years, the 4.5 years she's been with D-Bry?
Well, I had no idea he was.
I gotta say, is someone I forgot? Is someone with the other Bella twin?
Yes.
John Cena.
It'd be fucking awkward if you flirted with the wrong one.
I think they know the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an indicator now.
I have an indicator now, yeah. I congratulate D-Bry. I mean, whether or not I like Bella in the ring, and I don't, Brie, I don't like you in the ring,
In
personally.
the ring, I don't like either of them.
I don't like you in the ring, personally.
Probably a very nice.
No offense,
I don't like
but I
someone
no
as a
offense.
person because I don't like how they wrestle.
No offense, but I hope you don't win the Divas title. No offense, that's just me personally.
and they're not good at promos either.
You're not good at promos. You're not that good at wrestling, but I'm sure as a person, you're a lovely woman. I mean, D-Bry likes you, and D-Bry's one of the most down to earth.
I think I'd have less problem with it if they weren't part of the show.
It's about the kind of person they are, and if D-Bry, one of the most down-to-earth, awesome people you can meet, is proposing to this girl to marry her, she must be okay. You know, she must be cool. And if she's cool in D-Bry's books, she must be an okay person, because he's one of the most down-to-earth people you'll meet in real life. I mean, like, you saw those pictures of him after he got, quote-unquote future endeavored. He wore friggin' future endeavored shirts and everything. I mean, the dude's one of the most down-to-earth people ever. So, if he's cool with her, she must be an okay person. If she was a bitch in real life, I'm sure he'd have a problem with that.
No.
So, yeah, congratulations to you, D-Bry. But the way... they have this fucking video package.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I probably did overreact about that.
But it's cool. But it's cool. Don't worry about it. You've not offended anybody. Don't worry.
I probably would have if I had said anything like that in the forums.
It's fine. Don't worry. We've gotten to know you, Roxanne. We know that you overreacted.
I will say this though. Is it just me? Well, we'll get to it when. There is something that I want to mention about the current storyline is that Randy Orton has been stalking Brie Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward.
And is it just me, or does it? I said something like to the effect of, I actually said this in forum. Does Orton and Brie Bella actually not seem like a better match for each other?
Aw, that's not cool.
Dude,
Come on now, Brie Bella emotes more than Randy Orton.
They both struggle with their ring work has struggled. They both struggle with showing emotion in their promos. Right there, you have a match.
Hey now, come on, Roxanne.
At least Brie Bella can smile, Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
But
no, some credit.
like the way they do this video.
No, seriously, the whole. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I saw the segments and I saw the segments where the first initial segments, and she could not show fear properly. She was not like, dude, it's not that hard. It's like, jeez, get away from me, Orton. Come on, do some, get scared of if you're going. That's what he's. Especially if you're trying to portray Orton as a badass, she needs to show some fear towards him.
I understand that. The way they do this.
And by the way, I know, and this is another moment where I hear some of you probably might be laughing. Randy Orton is actually improving on his promos.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's actually.
I said he was improving long ago, and you were like, "No, he's not," and then now you agree.
Well, no, because when you initially said he was improving, he wasn't. He was the same dude. Now he's actually improving.
Yeah,
he's getting back into the heel swing.
Progress is being made.
Now he's actually starting to show anger, which I like.
Now,
It's anger now.
It's still. There's still moments though when he goes back into that monotone, and it's like it's almost like he's committed to it. He's so committed to it that he can't that if he has trouble breaking out of it.
Rocktan, I think that's his voice.
That's just his voice, dude.
He just has a natural monotone.
He's
Wow.
a natural monotone, sadly.
Wow, that makes sex the most awkward thing ever.
Oh yeah.
That's just a natural monotone for him, sadly.
Oh yes.
But no, back to the point I was making. This little video package they do from. At first, it's all sweet. It's like, they're getting married. And then Brie Bella, she's just telling her feelings about Daniel Bryan, and it's not what she says that's funny. It's how I imagine things after what she says that make me laugh. Because what she says is, having a boyfriend that looks like a lumberjack is totally hot. And in every picture I see of Daniel Bryan, I'm just imagining him in this lumberjack outfit.
He's a lumberjack, he's okay.
Holding this, supermodel-looking woman in his arms.
I RKO the trees.
And I just start laughing because I'm imagining him in,
RKO, that's Orton.
I'm just imagining him in these checkered, in this checkered shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know we changed subjects. I haven't been watching wrestling.
And denim overalls.
He'll just start kicking the tree until it
oh my god. And that's the only reason that video package is funny to me, because the moment she says that, it's so hot having a boy that looks like boyfriend.
That's how he does his job. That's how he cuts down trees. Yes!
And it's just, that's why it's funny to me. She says that line, and immediately all pictures, I'm like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking of him in a lumberjack outfit. Oh my god. Axe in his hands and everything. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, he doesn't need an axe. He just kicks the tree down.
Is there
we know he can't suplex the trees because that's what Chris Masters does.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
You can kick a tree.
Yeah. Is there anything anyone doesn't like about these storylines before we move on to the stuff that we actually don't like?
No, not really. Everything seems to be working out all right. So.
Anything else anybody likes before we move on to the stuff we don't like?
I don't like anything.
Okay.
I'm not surprised, Ali.
I'm going to start off with this. Los Matadores.
I like Los Matadores.
No, you like their midget.
I really want to. I like the gimmick. I honestly laughed at the gimmick at first until I saw the ring work, and I said, "Hey, this could work. I like this. It fits their gimmick as they're doing flashy moves." I like that, and honestly, at first I thought the outfits looked ridiculous until I got in the ring. I was like, "Hey, this could work. It's not that bad. I've seen worse." It's the fucking midget.
I'm sorry.
Midget is the best part of this, don't you?
The midget is the best part.
That's the thing, Nathan. You said you like the gimmick. No, you like the midget.
I was going to say.
I like the gimmick as well.
You do, really?
Yeah.
I don't like the gimmick.
I don't.
I think the gimmick can work with them. I mean, look, Primo and Epico, they really needed something to make them interesting. And this could work, honestly.
But it comes
I just
off.
think I need to see how it goes first.
It comes off as like with the midget. It comes off as a fucking comedy gimmick.
It is a comedy gimmick.
It is a comedy gimmick.
Yes, it is.
It's Matadors wrestling
What
in
pisses me off?
2013. How is this not comedy?
I don't understand why it needs to be. I think it could
No.
work.
No. When I look at this gimmick, what pisses me off is, so let me get this straight here, WWE. There's a guy in NXT, you might know him. His name used to be El Generico. You know what his catchphrase was, right? Yeah. Well, you took that, and you put it on these two jobbers, put them in Matador outfits, and you gave them a midget in a bull costume.
You know what
Tell
the funny
me
thing
something, WWE.
Is in NXT, people still chant ole, 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 ole
Yeah,
with Sami Zayn.
so tell me something, WWE.
Oh, Olay.
You couldn't have used El Generico. We couldn't just use El Generico. No.
Olay versus the Olay champ.
Honestly, Riddler, have you been watching NXT?
Yeah,
I really like him as Sami Zayn.
I like him. I'm just saying. You took a
I
guy.
like him as not El Generico, is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, you took a guy who has Olay as his established catchphrase that people all around the world know. Let's put it on Primo and Epico.
I thought the
Put him in Matador outfit.
They were trying to get like, okay, these people are gonna keep chanting LA. Let's just find some way to.
Yeah, it's as
divert
if they're like,
this
let's find some way to change that. Let's put it on Primo and Epico. Let's put them in Matador outfits. Let's give them a midget in a bull costume. Anything to stop them chanting Olay at Sami Zayn, please. Thank you. Goodbye.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
It's really not a good gimmick. I'm sorry. A Matador gimmick. No, this is 2013.
It
Who
didn't
the fuck
work
gives
for
a
Tito
shit?
Santana.
It didn't work for Tito Santana. And who the fuck gives a shit about Matadors in the 2000s?
I give a shit about Matador.
It doesn't matter if anyone gives
Show
a
of
shit
hands.
about. It's just supposed to be a comedy gimmick. It's just supposed to be a bit of fun.
Well,
I don't see why
I
people
didn't
take
laugh
it so
once.
goddamn seriously.
I didn't laugh. I didn't chuckle. I didn't giggle.
I'm sorry, but as soon as
I think that's the biggest problem. Is most of the comedy gimmicks they've had are just utter complete failures at being funny.
It was like when I watched Santino, Nathan. I was just stone faced the entire. I'm like, where's the comedy?
I'm sorry, but a midget, just having a midget makes me enjoy things twice as much. Why do you think I went to a midget wrestling match on my birthday?
Santino, to some degree.
I'll say I will say, and this isn't not saying much, but at least he's more entertaining than the Hornswoggle.
It was seriously like I didn't even go, okay, that was all right. No, it was just like, oh,
Hornswoggle
okay.
as like an
I was just
on-air
like, oh.
personality.
Yeah, Ellie?
I really hate Hornswoggle as like an on-air personality, but apparently like he's a dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
He is a dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's cool he's cool in real life. Yeah,
Fucking
so, all right.
just I hate his gimmick.
I know there were people who were like on the forums on Twitter. It's like, oh, people just they don't like gimmicks because that's why they're shitting on the Matadors, and I'm like, no. Like I shit on the Matadors because it's a terrible gimmick.
Yeah.
I like gimmicks. I love Fandango. I was one of the big supporters of Fandango when his vignettes started popping up. I love Tyler Breeze's gimmick in NXT. Tyler Breeze has a great gimmick.
Some people have got to take shit way too personally.
I don't mind a comedy gimmick. Comedy to me, though, it's one or two ways. It's really good, or it's really bad.
That's the thing about comedy. Comedy's hard. Really hard.
Comedy is hard. And to me,
Comedy is hard. Intelligent comedy is almost impossible.
Almost fucking impossible.
To me, if you have bad comedy, that's one of the worst things. And this gimmick, I know it's comedy gimmick, and it's not me taking it too seriously, like, oh my god, it's a... No. This is me judging it as comedy gimmick. And as the fact that you had a guy who already had Ole as a catchphrase. These are my 2 points. As a comedy gimmick, didn't make me laugh. Didn't make me chuckle. Didn't even make me go, yeah, that was pretty funny. No. Do you
really care about, like, a guy's catchphrase, though?
Well, it's just
he's not even playing that character anymore.
It's just this is what they decided to put it on. That's what I don't get. I'm fine with the Matador gimmick.
Like they took the catchphrase from him and put it on that. It's just that's what Matadors sound like, the thing that, you know.
I get that. Yeah. It's just,
well, who's that?
I get
but
that.
I think Riddler is basically saying what I think Riddler's problem is I think he sees them coming up with the Matador gimmick just specifically so they can say Ole and hopefully quell the Ole chance for El Generico.
I don't know. I think that's just.
Come on, dude! You can't say they haven't done this shit before.
But
I don't think
even if we ignore that,
just despite
El Generico.
You think they?
I think that's
despite
a bit
El
mental.
Generico.
Like,
I'm not saying that they're doing it
this is
despite
still
El
a weak
Generico. I'm saying that they think, well, we're giving him his own different character, and we want people to kind of forget the El Generico. I understand that. They want their own WWE take on it.
It's not like the days of old where the indies were actually watched by more than 5 people.
WWE don't get that, dude. WWE don't get that.
They've never done that.
No, they don't.
They've never gotten that, or
It's
at least
like
Vince hasn't.
it's like people like when they named him named Chris Hero Cassius Ohno. I'm sure they were shocked when they heard Hero. I'm sure they were shocked when they heard that. Like what?
They almost courtesy of Jim Cornette's U-Shoot. They almost named Vader the Mastodon, but it's just and Jim Cornette's like, it's fucking Vader. They're gonna recognize him.
That is, I know they're trying to make their own intellectual property, and they're like, we own this name and this gimmick and this wrestler, instead of just like, hey, it's that guy. Because
whenever they change a character and they don't change him enough, so you don't immediately go it's this guy. I mean, like Dolph Ziggler is, for instance, he was a. Well, I think what really helped him was he was gone for a long time before he came back, and they gave him the blonde hair. So you had no idea who he originally was.
Dude, I had no idea he was.
But yeah, WWE is all about, like, they want to make you famous instead of you kind of being already famous.
Yeah, they don't like people that don't make.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
they
look,
don't like people that make.
Look at what they did to Albert in the with the whole Tensai gimmick.
Yeah, they don't like people that make themselves famous, Nathan, at all.
That's just how it goes.
It's like we make you famous, you don't. It's like you were El Generico. It's like, oh hey, you were El Generico, were you? You had a nice push, did you? A lot of people know you, huh? Well, too bad you're in WWE now. We're making you famous. You're Sami Zayn. Take your mask off.
Yeah, I mean, if it weren't for Heyman fighting for him, we may have not gotten we may have not gotten
CM Punk.
Phil Brooks as CM Punk.
We wouldn't have even gotten CM Punk, dude, if Heyman hadn't fought for him. He'd have just stayed in the development, and then they'd have probably gotten rid of him.
Yeah, but
I think in terms of that, though, they've changed in that, you know, they will look at guys like CM Punk and that, and, you know, they actually will want to move them up now.
I'm not saying they won't look at them. They've still got that mindset, though, of don't try to make yourself famous. We make you famous.
Yeah, because it's just like they have this attitude,
look what they done to Zack Ryder.
Oh, they
Well,
destroyed
to
Zack
be
Ryder.
fair, that's because Zack Ryder is a shit character anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
but it wasn't
even-
helping that he
I
was
was gonna
trying to make
say,
himself.
WWE's like, as soon as you walk through that door, whoever you were before that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was just like he got jobbed out again, and I was
Anyway.
like I was just thinking to myself, Z2's True Long Island story seems like a faint memory now, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Dude, I never watched it, so it was a faint memory.
It was okay. It started out okay.
I never saw it.
Nowadays,
He kind of-
Zack Ryder is a bitter
Honestly,
cunt.
he kind of made it because he felt he was like desperate for attention.
I never jumped on that bandwagon.
Back then, it was
watched it
just
a few
very
times
make
and
or
it was
break
like-
for him.
This show's terrible.
Well,
No.
back then, it was very much make or break. It's either I get over, or I get fired. Now he's in a position where he's too over to be
Get
fired.
fired. No.
You're never too over to get fired.
Never too over to get fired.
Well, he still pushes merchandise for them a bit, enough to
You're
think
never
it's
too over to get fired.
He's not
Look at
GTG.
You're never too over to get fired, Mega Fighter. Look at Bret Hart.
He left.
Look at Bobby Lashley.
Look at Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley was over.
Was he over? I didn't like him.
Yeah,
he was-
that's
he
the
was
thing. It's
over.
like you never do
They
over
pushed
get
the shit
fired.
out
Look
of
at Bobby
Look at
Lashley.
Batista.
Look at Batista.
Okay, but didn't Batista leave on his own terms though?
Yeah, he did.
I want to be an MMA fighter and fight a fat guy.
He's never too old to get fired. Look at these people who left.
I still count Bret Hart as he was basically
Last-
fucking fired.
He was fucked anyway.
But
I still count Bret Hart because he was technically fired.
technically,
I think that's the
Technically.
closest you can get to firing him.
That was the closest they got to firing him.
I think he was pretty much out the door anyway, though. So
Yeah, he
it's
was.
not even-
They technically fired him.
The entire thing was set up just to say fuck.
What was
Bret
Yeah,
Hart.
at this point,
was Goldberg fired? I can't remember.
Goldberg.
No, Goldberg left on his own terms.
yeah,
Goldberg-
Goldberg left.
He thought the product was too edgy for his tastes.
Brock Lesnar when he first got fired.
Also left.
Also left.
He wanted to.
He went on to become
he
a
wanted to
Viking.
pursue a
Sucked at
career in
it.
football.
How can you know that? Come on.
I'm thinking people that were fired and got Jeff Hardy.
John Morrison.
Okay,
He's a
that's
drug
true. There's one for you.
He's a tr-
Okay, I'll give you Jeff Hardy.
John Morrison.
Morrison.
Joe
Okay.
Morrison.
I'll give you that one too. I'll give you those two, but at this point,
Rob
like
Van
Ryder's
Dam when
in
he
a
was
position
first
where
fired?
he's like financially secure. He's not listening to a bitch, and he's not doing drugs. So at this point, Ryder's in like that weird like safe financial spot where he's making them enough money that they can keep him.
He's the next JTG. We're gonna have a Zack Ryder counter in like 4 years.
How long has Zack Ryder been employed? Hasn't he been around since Zack and Hawkins back in like 08?
Yeah, he was been around since the Majors Brothers. So how long was the Majors Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
So he's been around 5-6 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's been
Fucking,
around. He's been around
I don't
He's
like.
been around the same time as Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk.
Let's see.
Oh,
Deep
how-
South Wrestling, which was their
Oh,
developmental
how much
system.
can change?
Well, if we count when they debuted, yeah, about 5 years. 5-6 years.
But I don't like Los Matadores just personally.
Well,
it
I think
feels
it's
like a
better than
very-
them being Primo and Epico,
It's
personally.
better than Primo and Epico. Yes, I'll give
Because
I'll give-
Primo and Epico was
Honestly,
literally
it
going
feels like
nowhere.
a really terrible joke, but it's just like, what else are they going to do with Primo and Epico of all things?
Exactly.
It's true.
Other things I don't
Because
like.
honestly, they needed a new tag team there just to have something for the Shield to beat up.
Other things I don't
So
like.
and Primo and Epico weren't going anywhere, so why not make Primo and Epico a comedy tag team?
Wasn't
You know?
their first match against Free MB though? And didn't they lose against Free MB?
No, they
No.
won against 3MB twice, but it was hard fought victories.
It was quite the struggle for Primo and Epico.
No,
It was
but what
quite
are their
the
new
struggle
names
for
now? It's
Drew McIntyre not to walk out on Free
I'll tell you
MB.
something
They aren't
that
Primo
it's
and
not.
Epico
I'll tell
anymore,
you
are
something
they?
that it's not that I don't like it. It's something I didn't get. Why the fuck did Bray Wyatt cut a promo on Kofi Kingston?
I know exactly why it is. Bray Wyatt cut a promo and he said the first will fall on this Sabbath. Basically, what's going to happen is sometime in Bray Wyatt's match, might be the beginning, might be the end, might be the middle, Kane's going to come out with his new gimmick. That's literally it.
Kane's going to show up after being taken to the secret
Because
magic
it was just
shed.
weird. It was like, okay, Kofi Kingston match, cool. Wait, what? Bray Wyatt? What?
Bray Wyatt, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Bray?
Bray Wyatt's having a match with Kingston on Sunday.
I mean, that's a character I like, Bray Wyatt.
yeah.
That's a character I like, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's been disappointing me about the Wyatts is they've just been the only thing they've been doing is just attacking people or a few matches here and there.
I think that's because
it seemed after they took out Kane, they didn't seem to have anything for them.
Yeah, they have stalled quite a bit at this point.
I think what it is they were debuted at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they would have been better being debuted after this particular storyline.
There might be too much stuff going on.
There's too much good stuff going on for these guys to really have much momentum going forward.
Because I thought it was too soon since the Shield were debuted for another big tag team to be.
Yeah,
the big three.
Yeah.
I think what they're doing is like it's just like these guys are still around and they're still a threat, even though they're not really. They don't have an agenda yet.
It's like, yeah, they're not as much of a threat when you're compared to like losing your job.
Yeah.
So
especially since the kind of McMahon family angle's going on, and that's kind of a big one since it's involved like 4 different feuds already.
I mean, it's still like Bray Wyatt, though. Awesome character.
I like Bray Wyatt.
Great character.
I think they're going to start doing something with him soon.
Hope so.
Yeah, but Kane's coming back this Sunday, I'm calling it.
More things I don't like. I don't like what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler.
I'll tell you what I don't like. What in the unholy fuck are they doing to the Real Americans?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but either you turn them face or you start giving them some wins, because quite frankly, Tony Cesaro is getting fucking cheered every time he does that really long ass giant swing.
What in the fuck are they thinking by by bringing back Santino and having him get wins?
I think what they need to do is
if they're gonna have him get some wins, okay, because he just came back, fine.
How about freaking B?
Don't give him wins against the fucking Real Americans.
How about freaking B?
The Real Americans are supposed to be a great tag team, and they're just messing this shit up.
Like, again, Jinder Mahal could use some losses on his record. But no.
I'm sorry, you're talking to the fucking Dan Hibiki of WWE.
I'm sorry. I said this, and if I was booking this and I brought back Santino, and are obviously kind of, you can't. It's kind of hard to make him a serious gimmick after after you've already put him. He's been in a comedy gimmick for this long. It's kind of hard. I don't know if this is the right and for him to suddenly be taken serious again. If I was booking it, I would be like, "Hey, Santino, welcome back. You'll be jobbing a lot. You'll be jobbing a lot again. You okay with that? We can't suddenly have a comedy character be taken seriously now."
I feel
like Santino would kind of be okay with it to a degree, I shouldn't say this because it's probably not true, but he seems like a kind of guy who's like a good company man who's willing to take a few losses even after a comeback.
I actually made up a term for the situation with Santino and coming back and winning. I call it the hurricane effect. That after you stick with a gimmick long enough and you come back with something else, everyone's like, "Hey, you're fucking Hurricane," you know?
Oh yeah, Gregory Helms.
Gregory Helms.
Gregory Helms was a.
It didn't work because he spent so much time as Hurricane.
And he was so good at Hurricane, so why would you ever take him out of Hurricane?
So you're not Hurricane anymore?
What's up with that?
Never Hurricane. It's like, but you were Hurricane.
What's up with that?
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
What's up with that?
But yeah, that's why I call it Hurricane effect, because it's like you're something so long when you try to change. It's like, no, you're Hurricane. You know? And
Well,
Santino's
in this case, they didn't change him at all, and suddenly he's winning.
Yeah, they're just trying to just make him like, oh, he can get victories. He's getting fluke victories
And
over
Hurricane
the
effect
real American.
happened again when he came back as the Hurricane, but like kind of a Dark Knight inspired Hurricane.
Which
And
actually sounds pretty cool.
Because it was just like, dude, we want old Hurricane.
Honestly, Serious Hurricane could have worked, but
It could have worked, but
that's
why is he not a jobber anymore?
Well, it didn't also help that they put him on ECW.
Yeah, nobody watched ECW except me.
Nobody watched ECW.
I liked it.
I liked it. I just
But
didn't.
but Christian came back on that. Remember? It's Christian.
it's Christian.
Christian.
It's Christian.
What a terrible way for him to come back.
Let's
by
put
the
a
way.
blue dot over his face.
I thought that was like hyperbole, and then I watched the video, and he really is just like, it's Christian.
Couldn't believe it when I read that article though about Vince wanting to put a fucking
Dude.
blue dot over his face. Jesus.
A problem that I have with this week's Raw in particular, but I think I've seen it before in other previous WWE shows. It's been going on for a couple weeks, but this was where it was really obvious to me. Was they had so many pointless fucking filler matches that just sucked.
The tone was all over the place with this Raw.
I mean, like if you're going to have filler matches, I get why you're.
See, I don't notice this because I just skip all of the filler matches.
I get why you have filler matches. But why do they have to suck? Why do they have to?
Why can't you just have for filler matches? Why can't you just have talented people in the ring wrestling?
Get some of the mid cards that are good, and just have them wrestle each other.
Yeah, have Tyson
You know what?
Where
Just
the fuck is Alex
shove two of the NXT guys on there and just boom, just wrestle.
And just have it an NXT exhibition, and it's just like these
Yeah,
guys
that would be a good
NXT.
thing.
Watch that.
I mean, for God's sake, I'm like, you have Del Rio against Zack Ryder, and you're trying to make.
Oh God, that was.
And you're trying to make Del Rio look strong for the upcoming pay-per-view. I'm like, why didn't
Zack
you?
Ryder.
I mean, like, if you were going to give him an opponent, why not give him Justin Gabriel? At least I believe that. At least I would believe that Justin Gabriel has at least somewhat of a slim chance of beating him. Zack Ryder hasn't a chance in hell.
Like I can get why you can't use Tyson Kidd all that much. I believe. Is he still getting is this still around the time he's getting married to Natalya? So I imagine he's busy. So that's why you don't use Tyson Kidd as much. But I agree. Get Justin Gabriel to do it. Get Alex Riley. Get someone other than Zack
Tyson
Ryder.
Kidd, a very lucky man, by the way.
I don't think it was ever in doubt on this one. So,
Yes,
he was a big part of the Hart family before the marriage. He was last graduate of the dungeon and all that shit.
Oh yeah, fully aware of that. Just saying, very lucky man to be,
Oh yeah, definitely, no doubt about that.
marrying Natalya. Very lucky man.
God, imagine though if Tyson Kidd was in WWE now and he was feuding with Curtis Axel. And it was like the NXT feud where Curtis Axel was like, no matter how hard you try, you can never be a Hart, and it would be like, oh, that's awesome.
I would watch that.
That would be awesome.
I'll tell you one more.
Why can't they just do that? I want that.
You guys, can you? Speaking of which, I don't know how to watch NXT. Honestly, I don't.
The internet is your friend.
The internet is your friend.
Doesn't WWE stream it online
where
though?
on the internet? Because WWE doesn't.
It's on Hulu if you've got that.
I've got a thing. Dude, it's awesome. I've found this thing on Google Chrome Store where, if you install it, it lets you see things on American sites that wouldn't, if you have it basically makes it so the server thinks that you're on a US computer.
Oh, so a proxy.
Oh,
It's kind of like a proxy, but
on a US
it's like a proxy, but it's totally legal.
But Rocktan is on a US computer.
Yeah, so he can watch it on Hulu either way. But I'm talking about me and Nathan, the people in Britain, and
Well,
Hulu,
I don't want to watch.
Hulu doesn't like Britain.
I don't want to pay for Hulu.
You don't have to pay for Hulu.
Hulu's free.
Hulu's free, dude.
Oh, okay.
You just have to watch ads sometimes.
So how? Well, another thing is
I've got
I don't know when it airs.
Weekly.
It's Hulu. You can watch stuff after it's aired. I think it's Wednesday nights. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's an archive of all the episodes.
There's an archive of all
Yeah.
episodes, yeah.
All right.
Wonder if there's an archive of the shitty ones with like the musical chairs and shit. That'd be fun riffing material right there. Hell, I'm not
early,
even. Hell,
early
we,
series NXT.
hell, we
Yeah.
wouldn't even
You'll have to link
riff-
me to that.
We wouldn't even
add-on.
have to riff it because those are the episodes that have Punk on commentary.
When Cole and Matthews start taking over and shitting all over things.
Mm,
Back when Michael Cole was tolerable and quite enjoyable.
yeah, quite.
Michael Cole's tolerable now.
Well,
Honestly, though, that was the. Did you guys see the sign that someone was holding on this week's Raw?
Which one?
No.
So they had someone had a picture of it. You can find it on the pictures thread. Someone was holding up a sign that had an arrow pointed to the right, and it said "Mute Cole."
There was another sign I liked when Triple H came out. It said "Get the shovels."
Yep.
But if anyone, I will say Michael Cole has started to become a little. He has actually become a bit obnoxious.
JBL, what I would say.
He's actually becoming a bit obnoxious because he won't shut up. There's at times when he won't shut up about how like there's been times where he's like, "This is right. This is good for business. How you explain that to me?" And it's like, "Shut up, Cole."
I tell you who's been pissing me off lately on commentary.
But this week's Raw, if anyone bothered me, it was JBL, and it makes me wonder if they're telling him to say this, if they're telling him to do stuff, because during this week's Raw, during the Matador gimmick, he kept going Olay the whole time, and during R-Truth's entrance
it's in the R-Truth thing, and it really kills me.
he kept saying he kept chiming in, "What's up?" and Michael Cole actually had to tell him to shut up.
Yeah, when Michael
And
Cole's
Michael
telling you
Cole
to shut up,
needs to
you've done
tell
something
you,
wrong.
Shut up. You fucked up.
You done fucked up.
I love it because honestly, that's just him being really good at being a heel.
A little too good, though.
How is that him being a heel though? He's cheering for our truth. That's not him being a heel.
Oh.
Yeah, JBL.
Yeah, but the way he acts is heelish.
JBL has been kind of bugging me lately too, which is weird because I usually like JBL on commentary. So I'm thinking with you, I'm like, are they telling him to say this, or is he just not as good on commentary as he used to be? It's either or.
Who knows?
It's just, I hope you enjoy your retirement, JR, but God, it's going to be a while before we get someone else like you. Someone even close. God, is it going to be a while. Another thing that I actually like, the lack of Vince McMahon in this storyline.
Yeah, that's actually been pretty good. It's showing a lot of that. It's kind of showing like a symbolic transition that Vince McMahon is no longer in control, either on the screen or behind the scenes. It's now really Triple H's WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing, but I don't know if you guys would have a problem with this, but do you think maybe it would ruin? Maybe it could. I'm not sure if this would be good or if it would ruin the storyline. Is to make it out to be that Triple H and Steph are just following Vince's thing.
I think it would damage the storyline quite a bit.
I think it would damage it quite a bit.
Well, it was Vince. Let's face it. It was really Vince who started the whole crusade against B. Bryan in the first place, and it seems like it just seems to me that it could be a case of Triple H and Steph just going along with it. I don't
Well, yeah.
know.
It doesn't come across that way, though.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it would end up just feeling like the higher power all over again. Of just like, they're doing their own thing, and then suddenly it all just comes back to Vince.
It was me, Brian!
Oh,
It was me, Daniel!
It was me all along.
No! No!
Oh, son of a bitch. No.
I can see JBL saying Austin of a bitch.
I'm thinking of other things that I don't like, I think. To be fair, this is the best WWE's been in a while.
The return of the Divas to Suckitude again.
So normal then.
I'm back.
So normal.
Well, what compared to what we had, where we had some decent matches and an okay storyline for what it was between
You know what
AJ and Caitlyn.
You know what pisses me off? We have AJ, Caitlyn, and Layla on the main roster, and the rest is shit. Why are
Natalia, don't forget Natalia.
Natalia, why are all the good divas on NXT?
I don't know. I mean, I think with Paige, it's a problem of, like, she's not, like, they have, like, a rule about how old you have to be when you're called up, and, like, age hasn't, like, fully hit it yet or something. I think that's, but for the rest, I'm not sure. Because a lot of them are pretty good.
Because, like, these divas have gimmicks that I thought I would never enjoy. Like Emma. Didn't think I'd ever like a gimmick like that. But it worked.
What is Emma's gimmick?
She's a terrible dancer.
She does a great job at being a terrible dancer, it seems.
That is her gimmick. I can't remember her name, but there's the girl that loves hugging people.
Bailey.
You know who I've heard is actually supposedly really good, and I'd actually like to see her wrestle just to see if she is as good as people say it is. Summer Rae.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Summer Rae. It's surprising she hasn't had a chance given the whole Fandango thing, but who knows?
It's just weird. Like, other than AJ, Caitlyn, Layla, and Natalia, all your good divas are on NXT.
That's very weird.
It's like, there's potential for a good divas division here, but you're stopping it from happening. Why?
Who knows? Maybe we'll see them called up, sometime after WrestleMania next year.
Hope so.
Something that I like is that the upcoming RVD versus Del Rio match. I like that they're bringing it. They're bringing back the term hardcore rules. It's so nice to hear. I'm sorry. It's so nice to hear that again instead of extreme rules, which sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, hardcore match.
Yay.
Why can't you just call it a hardcore match? It sounds better.
Because that's too edgy, in this PG era, man.
And there's no reason they can't.
Because they think it's the 90s, and then extreme is still a great word to use.
I was gonna say I like how they're kind of solo.
There's no reason a hardcore match can't work in the PG era. I honestly don't see why.
It's just a word. What's the difference here? Extreme, hardcore. You could have called it a radical rules match, and it would just all mean the same thing.
I would have preferred it if it was called a radical rules match.
Radical.
Well, the reason Mega Fighter.
Because radical.
I have a problem with the wording of it is the way by calling it extreme rules and then by saying there are no rules doesn't really make sense. I mean, because
that's always been a problem with hardcore.
To me, by calling it extreme rules, that to me was like we're enforcing the rules heavily.
Oh God, Rockton, will you please stop? Rockton, will you please stop arguing tiny small semantics? It really doesn't matter.
To be fair, I think Raven's rules was the same way. It's like Raven's rules means there is no rules. It's like, why are you calling it Raven's rules then?
It's hardcore, man.
Yeah. Shut up, Raven. Your rules make
Raven.
sense.
Raven, there's another guy that can work the audience. Raven, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think it's time to move on a little bit from the things that we like.
Let's just talk about semantics more.
No, let's not talk about semantics. And we'll go on to predict. First predictions we've done in a while. Battlegrounds 2013. And we'll start off with the WWE. You were probably drunk and when you made this match and didn't realize how good it was. The Battleground kickoff match. Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow. You know, because this is totally pre-show material, guys.
Yeah, not the Kofi Kingston Bray Wyatt match.
You know, this totally shouldn't be on the main card. I mean, come on. Dolph Ziggler, Damien Sandow, who are these nobodies? Come on.
Yeah, and, well, to be fair, The Miz does not have a match on here, so they couldn't put him on there.
Well, I will say, I can see it making sense in the fact that it seems like a just thrown together match with no build up.
Yeah.
At all.
You gotta see that, but it's still like, it still seems like a match that you should just put on the main card, on the main pay-per-view itself, and find a match for Miz to do, because, you know, Miz, master of the pre-show.
The whole effing pre-show, as I like to call them.
I want Dolph Ziggler to win.
He does need a little bit of... Honestly, these both seem like they're both in a very tough position where no matter who wins, someone's just going to lose a bit more momentum that they both desperately need.
It's weird, because Sandow is in the same position Ziggler was in when he had the Money in the Bank.
Kind of not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although,
he has a briefcase, but they're not using him.
Although at least with this particular run with the Money in the Bank, at least it seems that it makes a little more sense for Damien Sandow to be on the losing thing, because he's actually,
he doesn't have a gimmick of showing off and being the best.
Yeah, in this case he's overly cocky and when so. And it's causing them to, like, screw up.
Yes. But, who do you guys predict on this one?
I want Ziggler to win. I want him to win. But something tells me Sandow's going to win and Ziggler's going to job. Again.
Honestly, I wouldn't... I
think right now, though, out of the two... Sandow actually should get the win, because he is the one with Money in the Bank briefcase. He does kind of need it more than Ziggler does in terms of... And
Dolph Ziggler's the one that's been screwed every which way but sideways.
They've both been screwed every which way but sideways, but Sandow is the one that needs the proper win right now to bring some attention to the briefcase.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
What attention do you need to bring to it? It's the one that looks like a giant bar of chocolate.
True.
Your chocolate bars look like leather?
Dude, put Money in the Bank.
You've not seen how this thing looks? Dude, it
looks like
a delicious Hershey bar.
It's a Hershey bar, dude.
Well, that's because Hershey isn't chocolate. That's just shit.
Oh, fuck you!
I'm sorry. I've had a Hershey bar.
We are going to war. Where is my sword?
It's weird. They put bitter in it, so it's like a bitter chocolate for some reason.
Well, chocolate is bitter, but like
bitterer.
That just tastes like plastic. That doesn't taste like chocolate.
It is on, motherfucker.
I honestly, I need to taste this so-called. I really need to taste this other chocolate that you guys say is so great before I actually say that Hershey is just complete bad, because
Cadbury's?
I tried Cadbury. They're like too sweet.
Really? That's your top chocolate?
No.
That's not my top chocolate, but I thought that's the one.
Anyway, are you saying you've tried Cadbury's as in...
I fucking hate
the Cadbury's in America is very different to the Cadbury's in England.
Yeah, first of all, the Cadbury's in America is very different to the Cadbury's in England.
It's like how there's like a It's kind of like how there's a European Kit Kat bar, and it's like really different from the American one.
Yeah, guys, like, I realized you guys have totally different things that are called Skittles to what we have.
Wow, really? What
Yeah,
are
your Skittles are nothing like ours.
So what are your Skittles like?
Our Skittles are kind of like M&M's without the peanut.
Huh.
M&M's don't have
That
peanuts.
just sounds. Wait, M&M doesn't have peanut.
Oh, they do.
Well,
No.
well, there's peanut M&Ms, but
Yeah, there
Oh.
are peanut type M&Ms, and then there's the crunchy ones.
Well, they're kind of like M&M's then.
they're just kind of like M&Ms.
They're not.
Oh.
They're not like M&Ms because they're like candy inside and not. Like
Yeah.
Oh, so
chocolate
okay, so
crunchy
it's
stuff.
okay, so it's like it's got the coating, but it's got a candy filling.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Skittles, it's just all. With American Skittles, it's just all candy. So.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we're just talking about candy now. We should get back to the.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know what. No, Cadbury's isn't my top chocolate, but I thought that's what Rockdown was on about. But yeah, English Cadbury's is different than American. And it's better too. Just
What do you say?
I'm
What
just-
is your? What is?
I'm just
No,
saying
no,
that
let's stick with this. Riddler,
I'm
what
just
is your
saying that I
favorite
grew
chocolate?
up. Let me make this like last point is I grew up. I've grown up and all I've known is like Hershey and our American chocolate. So I don't. So I'm just. It is.
I gotta
it is-
say, Mars makes better chocolate.
There's a good chance that it's a lot of ignorance that I just don't know how what like how much better supposedly you guys are, and I would
Honestly,
actually
we could try.
I would actually have
we
to
could end
like
up trying British chocolate and find it to be complete and utter shit ourselves. That's just because.
Well, it
it's
seems
about
like
the
every
difference in taste.
American I know that's actually tasted British chocolate has went, this is so much better than all American chocolate.
Well, they're not real Americans then.
We, the people.
We the people. I have a sword, motherfuckers. I will end
We
all
the
of you.
people are going to close down our government and screw over the. I mean,
Okay, come on. Let's not. Come on. When you bring politics into wrestling, things go bad. I
love
Come
how
on,
your
we don't
government
need,
are
we
just a
don't
bunch
need
of
like
babies
Scott
that can't
Steiner
decide
coming
anything.
in and trying to debate politics here. Come on.
Ric Flair, you old bastard.
I'm not gonna I'm not.
Come on, guys, let's stop politicking right now.
Scott
Let's stop
Steiner-
politicking. Let's get back.
Scott Steiner is what the Republicans are right now.
Ric
I'm
Flair.
not gonna let Obama pass that Obamacare because he's fat. No.
Barack Obama,
Yeah.
you're nothing but an old bastard. You stole the presidency.
Okay.
You stole the presidency from Buddy Rogers.
Boy.
Anyway,
Back to the predictions.
yes, yeah, I gotta say Sando.
Yeah.
This is really hard for me to pick this, but I think Nathan's right that he needs a win just so they remember that he still has it, and that he's a threat to win it at some point.
And then Dolph Ziggler gets screwed over again.
Poor guy.
I don't think by losing to Sandow he really gets screwed over here. As long as they have a good match, which they will.
Well, my question to anyone that thinks Dolph Ziggler isn't getting screwed over, my simple thing is he getting pushed to the wayside? Yes, he's getting screwed over.
Yeah, it's a rough life for Ziggler right now.
He also is at least part of the storyline is him getting pushed to the wayside.
As the guy that loses to everyone Triple H puts in front of him.
It's just they're in a weird position where they're pushing him, but they're also jobbing him out, and it's just not working.
Yeah, that's actually something that they're kind of doing to the Miz in a way too. Is like it looks like they're. It looks like they're pushing the Miz because they put him in matches with Randy Orton, except Randy Orton.
They weren't pushing the Miz. They were feeding someone to Randy Orton.
Kofi Kingston versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt with
Yeah.
potential
Obviously.
interference by Kane.
And I
It's too early in Bray Wyatt's push for him to get a loss to a guy like Kofi.
I'm starting to like Kofi again, but yeah, I think Bray Wyatt needs to win here.
I think Kofi's the exact same, and I don't know why people are cheering him again.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Nathan.
Well, it's funny. I guess he is the same, but I don't know. I think his wrestling has improved a little.
He's gotten a little better, but still, it's just there's not really much to it. It's
He's
just
got no character though. He's still
Black
just a
man
blank
Kofi Kingston.
slate of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna. I wonder if he's gonna get into a U.S. title match and try to bring the title back home again. That was still the funniest thing.
I'm bringing it home to Jamaica, Kofi, you mean?
Jamaica,
To Africa, where he is still billed.
West Africa.
What happened to his Jamaican accent?
That is where he's from, isn't it?
Yeah, he's from Ghana, so.
Yeah, he is actually from Ghana, I think.
So it's just funny, he's bringing the U.S. title back home. It's just like, but aren't you from Africa?
Yeah, I agree with Nathan. This is probably going to be Kane's return with his new gimmick.
That's where they found the dime.
You know, honestly, if there's one thing, I guess, is it just me that feels that they maybe need to change his theme song, because it seems like that was more of a remnant.
Yeah, they've needed to change it for a while, to be honest.
It's more of a remnant from when they present. That's what they actually had him like speak in a Jamaican accent at one point when he first started. I remember that.
Well, what music's
Kofi
popular
Kingston
in
was
Africa?
trained by Killer Kowalski, and he hasn't been awesome. What?
He's not Hilton.
He's not Shelton.
Well, you
You
see,
remember
just because you're trained by Killer Kowalski, Killer Kowalski can do the best that he can, but if you're...
That doesn't mean everyone's great. I mean,
Doesn't mean
China
everyone's
was trained by Killer.
I know, but I mean, you think a guy that would get that far that was trained by Killer Kowalski would have to be something special, but no, he's just not.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know if this match is for the Divas title, because the card I'm looking at doesn't say that it is.
I'm checking the
I think it
Wikipedia
is.
card. It
is,
says it is.
Yeah,
Okay, so the person that wrote this just didn't care about the Divas match. There's a common theme there in the WWE fandom. AJ Lee versus Brie Bella.
I'm just hoping.
I agree with the guy who wrote the card in not caring.
I'm just gonna hope that AJ continues
That's
to
the
reign.
only reason I care about this at all is that I'm scared to death that they're gonna put the title on Brie.
I'm hoping they don't. I'm sticking with my prediction of AJ because, god damn it, I really want to believe that they're not gonna just give it to AJ because he's fucking Daniel.
Give it to
Please,
Brie,
God,
you mean.
don't make it happen, please.
You know what? I see it happening. They're going to give it to Brie.
Oh, please, no nepotism, please, God.
And then maybe what they're going to do is probably somehow work in that, and Triple H is going to be like, well, you're associated with D-Bry, and you know what that means. We're going to take the title away from you.
You know what's they recently showed this. They recently showed on WWE.com. They showed the various superstars with old titles, and they actually showed AJ holding the women's title. It was like, she looks so much. It looks so much better on her.
I was hoping.
And it works better. And it works better with what they did with her. Is like she's the anti. She's kind of become the anti-diva.
Yeah. It'd totally work if AJ brought back the women's title.
WWE just rubbing the dirt in our faces.
It's like, hey, you guys missed this belt? Too bad. It's like every time we bring back the winged eagle, they're like, oh, here's this design we had. Notice the eagle? Notice it?
I'm sorry.
I actually preferred the title design that they went with to the.
I know. It's just they like to cock tease. It's like, hey, here's this design.
You know what's worse about it though is when they make when they made the NXT women's title and it looked so much better than the Divas title.
It's just I feel like they were cock teasing the fans. It's like, hey, here's this design they did. It's got the eagle on it, and we didn't choose it.
I imagine there was a practical reason for why they didn't choose the eagle belt, but goddamn, that belt looks awesome to me. I remember because it was like this belt where it's like Evil was grabbing onto the logo. It's just like, that looks so fucking cool.
Intercontinental Championship match: Curtis Axel versus R-Truth.
Axel's gonna win.
For the love
Axel.
of God, have Axel win.
I feel like
Yeah.
at this point, just like not gonna bother giving R-Truth any more titles.
Regardless of the little interview that they have, yeah, well, here there is something I could see potentially
Holy shit, that
happening.
looks
And
nice.
here's the thing: I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't completely be against him winning the title if it was like a thing where it's CM Punk really getting trying to get to Heyman.
That could work. I could see that one. Just like, yeah, it cost one of your clients the title. What are you gonna do about it? Cost them the Intercontinental title. What are you gonna do about it, Heyman?
I don't think they would do that with Truth, though.
Truth, yeah.
Yeah.
R-Truth isn't... I know that it's like he's nearing the end of his career because he's in his 40s, but he's just not good enough to hold the title.
Yeah.
You
For the
know?
love of God, have Curtis Axel win. Please, for the love of God. Cody Rhodes and Goldust with Dusty in their corner versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
I wonder why this is.
No.
Well, okay. Given all the stipulations, I can see why they
No,
didn't.
this
make
is not. This is not for the tag titles, is it?
No.
No, it's not. And I can see why with
so
all these
that
stipulations
Cody
already.
and Goldust get their jobs back, but the kicker is if they lose, then they
They can never work in the company
they
again.
can never work in
They're
WWE.
banned from the
again.
WWE, and Dusty, the Rhodes family is banned, and Dusty loses his job as a NXT trainer. And I'm gonna say the Shield, because given that I think isn't Cody still like has Cody officially gotten married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so like has he gone on his honeymoon yet? Because I feel like if he hasn't, then
Mm-hmm.
oh, that was fast.
Dude, honeymoons are fast.
I know. I
Yeah.
just didn't expect that didn't take
Dude,
as
The
long.
point of a honeymoon is it goes straight after the wedding.
Dude, honeymoons are only there to exist for, like, have a week of sex, like, take one day to
I know. I just didn't expect it to
take in
wow.
the sights, go home.
Okay, well then fuck it. My answer was incorrect.
Did you
I
did you get the Bed Bath and Beyond?
And now, I'm just thinking like the honeymoon is the marathons, that like the quick sex sections, and now for 10 seconds of sex.
No.
Okay.
It's just like,
Okay, then
no,
I
it's like,
predict,
we're having
Cody
a
Rhodes
week,
Goldust.
we're having a week in the Bahamas. Six
She
of them will be...
doesn't even have to move. He's like, I'm done.
No, it's like, we're having a week in the Bahamas. 6 days dedicated to sex, 1 dedicated to taking in the sights.
All right. Well then, fuck it. I changed my predictions. Cody and Goldust win.
I actually do predict the Rhodes, but Triple H and Stephanie, like, screw them over even more, as if they get their jobs back.
Yeah, I
I
feel
think that
I don't think
I
they're gonna
think
get a
that-
clean Shield, but
I think the Shield are going to. I actually think it's going to end in a draw somehow, like a double DQ or something like that. But I don't think I don't think the Rhodes are going to win. I think they're going to try and drag this out.
yeah, they might drag this out for the purpose of the storyline.
I don't think they're going to win.
How are they gonna? My question is, how would they make that work? Now they're out of the company. How do they come back?
Yeah, how'd you
I
make that
think
work?
I think what they're going to do is there might be something involving the Big Show, where they try to get the Big Show to interfere, but in
Oh
the
yeah,
end,
shenanigans from Big Show. I almost forgot.
in the end, the Big Show just sort of loses it and attacks like everyone.
It's like fuck
Something
all
like
of
that.
you. Choke slam, punch here, punch there. Just like he doesn't give a shit anymore. He's attacking everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Ali?
But I don't think it's going to be a clean win. I don't think that the Rhodes are winning. That's basically my prediction.
You there, Ali? I guess Ali's not there.
Ali's dead.
Oh. That sucks.
He's just recording.
CM Punk versus Ryback.
Oh wait, you didn't ask for me. my opinion on this.
Oh, Ass Effect.
We don't care about your opinion.
Okay,
Right.
Ass Effect. Okay,
Right turn.
he's playing Ass Effect.
I really want to see Rhodes win this because I think
maybe what will happen is that just Goldust will turn on Cody and get his job back that way and get his job. But I don't know if
Ooh,
that'd
yeah,
be
definitely.
interesting.
Like,
I could see that happening.
Every Rhodes for himself now.
Yeah, I could see that happening. And then have the Cody and Goldust feud, but instead of it being Goldust face, Cody heel, have it the other way around.
I'd watch that.
I
could
like
really
it.
see
I
that.
like that idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would definitely work.
I want to see that match. What's next?
Next is CM Punk versus Ryback.
I kind of want Ryback
think
to win.
Ryback's gonna win.
If this storyline is going to continue, I kind of want Ryback to win through shenanigans.
I think Ryback's going to win, and that's just because Punk is just focused on Heyman.
Yeah, this is definitely going to have like.
Heyman's going to be the kicker either way.
So they haven't really there is any stipulations in this match, so I could see what happens is that he's so focused on getting to Heyman or getting his revenge on Ryback or Heyman or both,
Yeah, he's blinded by his revenge.
that he gets disqualified. He basically gets he loses, but he gets DQ, but he doesn't care.
Or he ends up losing because he's so focused on getting to him and he forgets, hey, Ryback's in the ring with him, and Ryback ends up getting a victory off the distraction. Either way, it has to feel like he's a man so possessed by his revenge that he's just
I don't think Punk's going to win because, to be honest, at this point it doesn't matter whether Punk wins or not.
The storyline's just going to keep going, and honestly, I feel like for the storyline to be as good
This story's not going to end with Ryback.
This storyline does need to continue, so Punk loses is the general consensus.
I think they're going to end it at Hell in a Cell. It's not going to end yet. They're going to save the ending of this feud to a bigger pay-per-view than this, is all I think.
Yeah, either Hell in a Cell or Survivor Series probably, but Hell in a Cell's also...
Hell in a Cell's the next one that's coming up, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, are they doing 2 October pay-per-views?
I don't know.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, October 27th is Hell in a Cell.
That's interesting.
So they usually do these 2 October pay-per-views, and I'm not exactly a big fan of it myself. Like, why? What's the point? Well, besides money.
You just answered your own question.
Well, yeah, it's just like... okay.
All about the money. Alberto Del Rio versus...
Money.
Oh, I forgot to make a prediction.
No, you're singing the wrong song there, Nathan. Money.
I predict Punk. Okay.
Or you could also do, Here comes the money.
Punk. That's an interesting choice.
Let's say Punk.
Well, most of us went with Ryback. Why Punk?
I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't know. Something says Punk to me. I don't know why. Don't know why.
I think it does seem like he hasn't won in a while.
Yeah, so they do want to kind of give him a win.
Well, yeah, but I think he's got to the point where winning doesn't matter.
That's true. He does seem like someone who, no matter what, he's going to be as awesome as he is.
Mm-hmm.
So losing won't matter as much to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Something they could learn with John Cena.
Exactly.
Hint.
Exactly.
It never turns John Cena.
World Heavyweight Championship Battleground Hardcore Rules match. Alberto Del Rio versus
Del Rio's going to win this. There's no...
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't give it to
I think that honestly
Damn,
that
if
right
they
now
did,
they're
it would've been
having him feud with
transitionary for
Van
another.
Damme just because Van Damme will push him.
Yeah, Van
That-
Damme seems more like he's Jerichoing right now. Thanks to Ali for that phrase.
and it's because Rey Mysterio is injured
Yeah.
again.
He's injured again.
Yeah, that's the reason RVD was in this feud in the first place. They originally had
I thought that he was going to be like coming back soon.
No, they originally had RVD. I don't know whether he's coming back soon.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that he said he said at some point he was going to be back by like SummerSlam, but I think he got injured again.
Fucking hell, Ray.
I don't know about the injured again stuff. I just know the whole reason RVD faced an Alberto in the first place is because Ray got injured. Again. Alberto's gonna win.
Yeah, this is Del Rio's match here.
D-Bry versus Randy Orton.
Well, I honestly I see a potential for RVD to win. Honestly, just because this is his match, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is his territory, so.
I think that's the point they're trying to make, is that Del Rio can win even if it's not his territory.
Yeah.
He'll cheat to win or whatever, but he'll win.
But you can't really
Well,
cheat.
you can't really cheat in a no DQ match.
But he can cheat by bringing more people in, hiring people or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Daniel.
Here's a thought that suddenly what they could do is Ricardo suddenly goes back to turns on RVD and comes back to Del Rio.
That wouldn't make any
Could
sense.
happen.
Wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true. It would not. It would just be an unnecessary swerve for the purpose of swerve.
Yeah, it'd be. But that's Vince Russo style swerve.
It would just be a what a twist moment, you know.
What a twist, yeah, exactly. Wouldn't make any sense. D-Bry versus Randy Orton.
This is a tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like either way, I think I'd be okay with whoever wins because it's just like it's either yay, we get the awesome, lumberjack babyface to cheer, or boo, this Randy Orton, he got the title back.
Apparently, Mysterio is wrestling in Mexico right now. So, so he should be going back.
Honestly, I think I'm going to pick Randy Orton to win this because I think he hasn't gotten like a win. He hasn't gotten like a clean win against Bryan yet, and I think he needs one to establish that he can no matter how good Daniel Bryan is, that he's still at least dangerous enough.
Well, you're saying that
hand him a loss.
You're saying that's the reason he's going to win cleanly. I'm saying that's the reason he's not going to win cleanly. I'm saying he's going to win by shenanigans.
Oh yeah,
I do think that Orton's going to win, whether it's by shenanigans or whatever. He's going to win. I think the Shield will be involved.
I honestly, I don't want to see another. I don't want to see another winning by shenanigans.
Well, that's the character he is, dude.
It's the character, dude, and it would make the most sense. I mean,
I think.
Think about it.
Yeah, because Triple H is now. You're now the Viper again. That he's going to. Allow him to win by that.
Well, I mean, if it's like a shenanigans that happens behind the ref's back, honestly, that to me doesn't bother me. That's still essentially a clean win. It's more like he didn't win clean because of that. Because of like he somehow like manages to find a way to get. Like somehow D-Bry gets disqualified or something like that. That's what I wouldn't care for.
It's just like it's like, think about it. Triple H does not want D-Bry to have the title in storyline. Obviously, out of storyline, he probably wants D-Bry to have the title. Like in storyline, does not want D-Bry to have the title. Wants Randy Orton to have the title by any means necessary because he thinks it's good for business. Randy Orton has not been able to get D-Bry cleanly. Shenanigans are going to happen.
Shenanigans.
If you're Triple H, you want to. If you're Triple H, you want to ensure Randy Orton's going to win that championship for your company.
Yep.
So I say shenanigans are going to happen.
There's going to be some shenanigans on this show. At least one match will have shenanigans.
At least one match is going to have shenanigans.
Definitely. Is that all the matches?
That's all the matches so far that's been on the card.
At least all the ones that have been announced. You never know.
They may have a promptu match.
Has there not been an Ambrose match announced?
Nope. Ambrose is backing his boys with the Rhodes match.
Mm-hmm. US title is not on the line this pay-per-view.
Wouldn't it be great if the mid-card titles were like actually treated like proper titles?
It would be.
I mean, I remember when the IC title was actually treated in the same light as the WWE title. That was a long time ago.
I remember the days
back when the
like,
Ultimate Warrior held it.
I remember like hearing stories about how the mid card titles, and I mean I feel like you remember times when the mid card title matches used to be some of the best matches on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage.
Steamboat versus Savage.
Bret Hart, Davey Boy Smith. The main event of
Jericho.
SummerSlam '92. Used to be a glorious time.
Mm-hmm.
Now those are long past.
It was long gone, brother.
Mm.
Sadly, they are. I'm looking forward to Battleground. Will I pay for it? I don't know.
I still have to buy the SummerSlam DVD. I still have to do that. It's like, man, SummerSlam was so good. I need to get this on DVD, man.
I can dig it.
I can dig it. Anyone else want to talk about anything before we sign off?
Nope.
Talk about how much TNA sucks, but...
Oh yeah, TNA sucks.
Why?
TNA sucks balls. And the latest thing that I refuse to watch is from Hogan, brother. Who, by the way, does he actually have a contract with TNA still? Because
they might be in negotiations, but I don't think they have him re-signed yet.
Give me more money, brother.
Do you think Hogan is going to stay?
Ooh,
No.
that is a tough question. I mean,
I don't-
he's been making a lot of good money with them for doing absolutely nothing, but how long can you ride?
I don't think. I'm not sure they want him anymore.
No, they do.
Are you
They
kidding
don't.
me?
It's Dixie.
They think Hogan is their biggest draw. Come on.
It's Dixie Carter.
He's not though.
It's Dixie Carter.
But that's what they think.
Nathan, Dixie Carter.
Her name has the word Dix in it. This should tell you how terrible of a person she is.
Dixie. This is the man. This is the man. Sorry, this is the woman.
Man?
The woman that threatened to fire staff.
She's a man.
This is the woman that threatened to fire staff if Fire Russo chants kept happening. She wants Hogan.
Yeah. Oh, it's a really... Like, I'm edging more towards they're going to re-sign them, but there's also that element of, I don't know. If he was...
I don't know whether they can afford Hogan
If we get
anymore.
to the point where his contract has actively expired and he hasn't, like, re-signed a new contract, he might not want to stay.
Apparently his contract is expired. That's why they're in negotiations.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we're getting to this point, it's just like, I don't know.
I just think they can't afford him anymore.
Yeah, there's also the possibility they can't afford
Well,
it.
you see, the thing is, Daddy Carter is finally tightening the belt on the budget that he's giving to Dixie.
Yeah, they're finally telling her, nope, you can't have this much allowance, Dixie.
It's about fucking time.
Honestly, at some point I would have just sold the company and bought Dixie a pony and just like, there.
How long before we see TNA go under?
Oh, I'd
Ooh,
say
that is a tough question.
I would give it another year, maybe.
I'd say give it another year before it starts getting to before it starts getting to WCW
I
levels.
said I'd give it 6 months to a year, probably.
It's already been at WCW. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's no point
really
where it
not.
hasn't been at WCW levels.
They got a point, dude.
It's good that they are finally tightening the leash on this Dixie Carter, but it's 48 years too late.
40 years too late?
48 years too late.
Is she really only 48?
She's 48, yes.
Don't you mean 12, 15 years too late? Because that's about
48.
how long.
So you're saying she should have never had money for 48 years?
I'm just
saying that she should have been taught not to be such a stupid bitch when she was a child.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, that's the nicest way to put it.
Well, I mean, if she's gonna spend it on stupid shit, I just rather wouldn't be wrestling. It's like, I'm just saying the last however many years she
should have bought an MMA promotion.
I would limit it to more how many years she's had control.
I've got a question. Will WWE even bother buying them out?
No.
Not really.
No.
Like, when they bought out ECW and WCW was like people who we were helping out when they were in financial troubles and our main competition
I could see them snapping up talent, but I don't think they'll buy out.
Oh yeah, they would not buy it.
TNA does everything they can to stick it to the man. They don't want
and it's just like
WWE, even though they take all their former workers.
Honestly, I think if they did buy them out, it would just be like you would be freely allowed to bury as much as you can of them because it's just like
it'll be look, there'll be a talent acquisition, but there won't be that. They won't buy out TNA.
They will probably not. Yeah,
I just want to say this to the likes of AJ Styles and the people that stuck with that company. You guys are morons.
You wasted the best years of your life. You really did. You could have taken any opportunity and just walked right out and said, "Hey, do you guys mind bring me on board for a bit?" But nope, you stuck with it.
Fucking Sting.
You made this bed, go lay in it.
Fucking Sting could have come over, but he had to be a stubborn. He was way too stubborn.
Yep. You made your bed, go lay in it.
He couldn't let
damn fools.
He couldn't let the old dog.
But Sting could have had a match at WrestleMania with the Undertaker.
He still can, to be honest, but time is really growing short.
Still can, but there's only maybe one more match left.
On that depressing note.
Yay! Yay, sadness.
On that depressing note, it is the end of the C show. I am talking really quietly because it's nearly 3 a.m. and my mom's asleep. So that's why I'm whispering.
See, I like having my own house, my own place. I don't need to be quiet.
So I'm going to be saying this. Goodbye, Internet, and,
please do fuck off.
And,
goodbye, folks. This is Mega Fighter. My parents have
and just remember, folks, Ryback is a big, beautiful man.
This is Rockton saying, yeah, that the Matador gimmick is dead on arrival.
Oh, okay, so it's Suicide's finisher.
Exactly.
It's the Harris Brothers and a shitty gimmick.
It was called the Suicide Solutions.
No, in the game it's called Dead on Arrival.
It's a shitty Harris Brothers repackaging. Oh wait, that was Disciples of Apocalypse. Either way.
In the game it's called The Dead on Arrival.
But
well, you learn something every day.
Yes. Good night, folks. Yeah.